Producer price index rose 0.2% as market forecasts or market expectations were set to a 0.4%. Usually a 0.2 or a smaller PPI number indicates a potential peak of our inflationary situation. So this could actually be a good news catalyst for everything under the sun. Also, we did get President Trump's official announcement to be running for presidency. So these catalysts can likely bring some good price action to the overall stock market spectrum. What is up, you guys? This is ARCa coming at you with a GTii statistical and thread of analysis. Before we get started, please make sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, share the video with a friend so that you and them could consider joining our trading community in Discord called ARCa. But with that said, let's dive right in. Okay, you guys, so I'm still not feeling all the way up to par. I'm still very much under the weather, but we are facing important times and we must move on. The show must go on, as the saying goes, right? Okay, so if my voice starts going away, please bear with me. I'm trying my best. I just want to make sure that I'm here for you guys and showing you that I absolutely care about our positions in our trade, right? So now let's look at this larger descending channel that we are in. We were looking at a bullish formation right over here. So this is a right angle triangle. It does have a bullish price objective, and that bullish price objective is obtained by taking a trend line from the hypotenuse of the triangle to the lowest point of the triangle, and applying it to the point of breakout. Now, the point of actual breakout was this candle right over here. We guessed this one just a couple days ago or a day ago, but it's actually this one right over here. Now, applying that price objective gives us at about a level of about $4.39, which is in confluence with the resistance of our descending channel. Very, very good thing here. Now, also, the fact that we have seen a pullback and now this candle is laying right at the support of this, of the newly converted resistance into support from our triangle formation is the actual test to validate this form of support as a valid form of support before us continuing on to the upside, thus realizing our price objective. Now, the print that we got here is a little bit of, yeah, it actually is. This is an indecision candle. This is called a spinning top doji. So this candle usually presents a tie between the bears and the bulls for the day or for 4-hour periods. In this case, since we're in the 4-hour chart. So, but we are landing right at this support. So I am leaning more towards the bullish side for GTii. And this is considering raw price action first. Let's move on to the next chart to see what we have. Okay, so this is a smaller time frame in the 1 hour. Also a symmetrical triangle and also used for us to be able to continue to the upside. As you can see, this candle came right down to test that area of support before a continuation on. Now, we can see that this candle is more or less a hammer built or printed after a higher high candle. So this can actually present an upside continuation. Also, the fact that we have a higher low printed in this structure right over here. This is a very good structure to be printing right now. And also we do have a set or a series of higher highs. So we're in an overall series of higher highs and higher lows print. It is bullish. So we in raw price action, we can see that we are for sure on an ascent. Okay, now we can see that the 30-day exponential moving average is serving as a form of support before us continuing on to the upside. This candle actually came right down to test our NOT 618 inverse golden mean at 352 before realizing that it is a valid form of support and continuing on to the upside. We did face some resistance from the 7-day exponential moving average, but let's pull up the SMAs to see if we have some salvation there. Okay, so the 50-day simple moving average is also in accordance with the 30-day exponential moving average, serving as a form of support before us continuing on to the upside. Very, very good things in line for GTii for the coming sessions. Let's go ahead and move on to the next chart and see what we have. So this is the statistical side of of the asset, and we are looking at it in a macro time frame. This is a 3-day period chart, and we have taken iteration or taken note of every single iteration where we have expanded, this is volatility represented by this indicator BBWP, where we have expanded to critical volatility buildup zone, which I consider to be anything above this line, the 90 percentile. The criteria for us to be able to meet an upside thrust is based on both the volatility component and the moving average pitched to the downside and below the critical zone, which is the 90 percentile, alongside stochastic momentum pitched to the upside. The reason we have stochastic momentum is because volatility is entirely direction neutral. This can help us gain a bias in direction. So we have been talking about a potential corrective move to the downside before us, reversing to the upside. We have since got that. So you can see now that the RSI signal is starting to give us a hint or a pivot to the upside now. So let's just go ahead and make this a larger print so that we can see exactly what's happening. My apologies, excuse me. So yes, you can see that now we're starting to make that pivot towards the upside. We definitely need that. The reason why I have this print of this trend line here is because we are in a sense, this is like a channel that we're in. Also, this is a trend line regression rejection type of situation. It's not going to happen like this forever. And based on the statistical metrics gathered by the backtest of this entire trading history of GTii using the volatility versus momentum profile, that upside thrust may actually be the one time that we need in order for us to break this trend line regression rejection. And the reason why I say that is because based on the backtest of volatility versus momentum profile, we have received this. Now, the stochastic momentum is what we're going to start with. This is I backtested this alone to see how accurate it is in guessing the direction of the asset. Out of a total 11 iterations, it got 1 incorrect. So that gives us a 90% upside accuracy based on the stochastic momentum by itself, the indicator. Now, on the volatility versus stochastic momentum together, we do have, out of the total 11 iterations, we have a correct iteration count of 7 out of those 11, which gives us an average upside thrust or an average upside accuracy of 68.63% with an averaged upside thrust of 3,202% over the span of just over a month. This is proof of work right over here. So applying that 3,000% to the move to the upside, which the criteria is, I'd say 90% in accordance to validating that move to the upside is what I meant to say, not invalidating, more like within validation or within validation. Wow, I just don't know English while I'm sick, you guys. So you understand what I mean. Now that 3,000% move to the upside puts us at about 91.46, which is in confluence with this trend line here. So as we're making macro highs, this trend line actually lands right in accordance or in confluence with this trend line ascension that we have right over here. So now let's gauge a bias in direction for the coming session. It's short term, although it may be invalidated due to the positive catalysts that we have already received, including the presidential announcement and the PPI beat. So this is a drawing that I've made for you guys so that I don't have to explain the RSI properties. This is the entire RSI. I know it's a big picture, but it's just for you guys to be able to read as I dictate. Okay, so we are looking at immediate short term here, 30-minute RSI. It's suggesting no direction bias. So let's move on to the bi-hourly. Bi-hourly is suggesting a continuation on slightly to the downside, but however, I apologize, actually I crashed into the mic here. We are in the shallow areas of the weakness, of the bear weakness percentile, which can indicate a potential sideways trading event here. Okay, now the 6-hour RSI is also suggesting no bias in direction. I can honestly see this possibly correcting towards the upside almost immediately if the announcement and PPI really do get priced in tomorrow. Now, the daily RSI is suggesting a continuation onto the downside, but as you can see, we are within the shallow areas of the bear weakness percentile, which means, again, that we can be gravitated into bull weakness percentile. So now let's look at the buy daily just by curiosity. So the buy daily is actually suggesting some upside coming up. So that could be a hint. It could be a hint that GTii is still postured for or primed for a move to the upside. So I'm definitely needing you guys to know that I am not a financial advisor. Please take whatever I do show and iterate within these videos as a form of entertainment. I can't actually suggest for you to buy or sell any assets. Do your own DD and we'll be okay. Okay, so I think this is a pretty good place to leave off the video. Please make sure to check the links out in the description below, because that's where I'm going to have the links for the Discord if you so consider to joining the ARCab trading community within that. Visit me on Twitter. Ask me any questions, you guys. I know I'm under the weather, but I'll try my best to answer as soon as I can. With that said, I wish you well. I wish you a good night, and I will catch you at the bell mañana. Adios.